Hi, 7th graders. It's Mrs. Oliver. Sorry I couldn't be there today, but here is a quick review over what we did in class yesterday. So if you go to your textbook to page 294, we have this guided practice. All right, so make sure you're following along and doing this in your book as well. Okay. All right, so remember, we're paying attention for two things. Do we have negatives? How many? And so we know if we're really adding or subtracting. Do we have addition signs? If not, we need to add the opposite to make addition sign. And we're also checking to see if there are common denominators or not. All of these have different denominators, so they're not alike. So we have to make sure we change them. So with 3/5 plus 1/10, my least common denominator is 10. So I would multiply 5 times 2 to get to 10. So 3 times 2 is 6. They're the same fraction, just written differently. Now they're both positive, so we add them, and we get our answer of 7/10. Now remember, it also says write in simplest form. But 7's prime, so we can't reduce it any more than what we got. Okay, so now we go to our next one. Now we have two negatives. So we know they are same signs and we're decreasing twice, so we add them. But we have to find what number can 6 and 9 both go into. So if I do my skip counting, I got 6, 12, 18, 9, and then count up by 9. And so we notice they both have 18. So that's going to be my new denominator. Now watch out for bringing down those negatives. That's a big mistake that a lot of students do, is that they don't bring down the negatives when they're supposed to. So I'm going to rewrite both of these with the same. All right. Then we have 5 and 4, but we're going to change those. So 6 times 3 makes 18, so I got to take 5 times 3 to get 15. All right. 2 times 9 makes 18, so I have to take 4 times 2, which is 8. So once again, we do same sign. So I keep my 18, and I'm going to add my numerator. So we know it's a negative. We know we have 18. Well, 15 and 8 makes 23. So that's an improper fraction. So we have a negative 1, because 18 goes into 23 one time, with 5 left over. Okay, so 5 is now our numerator, and we keep our 18 on the bottom. All right, now we have in parentheses a 7/8 plus 3/11, and then we got to add 1 more eighth to it. But guess what? We have, if I was to list numbers by 11, I wouldn't get a number that 8 can go into until I get to 88. So I'm going to rewrite this first one. It is going to be 77 over 88 plus, and I got to multiply by 8, 24 88s plus, and I could put the parentheses, but it's all going to end up adding the same. So we're not going to worry about that. Then times 11 again, so 11 88s. Now we just add them. Okay, so if I have 77, 11, oops, that looks like 7. It's really 11, and 24. 8 and 4 make 12, and then 8, 9, 10, 11. 112, that's a lot. So I know 88 is going to go into that one time. So now I'm going to subtract 88 from it, which should give me 24. And 24 over 88 is even, but 4 can go into both of them. So I'm going to try dividing both by 4 and see what happens. So I get 6 over 22. Those are both even. So 6 divided by 2 is 3 11ths. All right. Let's switch it up back to number 4. Now this is subtraction. plus we have to get a common denominator. A 5 and 10, we already know that's going to be a 10. So I get 8/10 plus a negative 3/10. Okay, they're different signs, so I actually subtract them because I had 8/10 and I'm taking 3/10 away. So we get 5/10. But we got to reduce that. So that really is a half for our answer. Okay. All right, again, we're going to add the opposite. So I keep my 3/8 because 8's my common denominator between 4 and 8. And we have 2/8. So then you get 5/8. Right? 3/4 minus 1/3. So that means I'm really going to add the opposite here. And 12 is going to be our common denominator. They both 4 and 3 both go into 12. Okay, so we get 9/12 plus a negative 4/12. That gives us 5/12. Cassandra cuts 5/16 off the top of a photo and 3/8 off the bottom. How much shorter is the total height of the photo now? Okay, so we're going to put these as addition because it says total. So that's my key word. And 3/8. Well, I need to change that. So we're really going to do 5/16 plus and multiply by 2. 6/16 to get 11/16 inches. Or you can write the word inches. Okay. All right, so let's talk homework now. So your homework is the next page. You're going to do problems 1 through 14. Show your work, show rewriting. So I should see that you're giving me the new fractions. So for this first one, 24 is our common denominator. You must rewrite it with your common denominator. All right, and then that's times 4, that's times 3, and then you add. Then give me your answer in simplest form. Now 13 is prime, so we can't reduce that because 13 can't go into 24. So you do that with 1 through 9. 10 and 11 are word problems. 12, you're using the cell phone to help you. Okay, and then Peppa and Francisco, you're going to use the table to help you with that. That's on the next page. So we went from 295 to 296. And then Chelsea saves 1/5 of her allowance and spends 2/3 of her allowance. Make sure you pay attention to those vocab words. Now these other ones we're not doing. So you can just be like, nope, don't have to do them. Okay? All right, if you have any questions, the sub is there. Otherwise, have a great short time in class. Bye.